Hello, everybody, and welcome to Floating Fortress. Today we've got a single-player session. What is Cedric up to in odds? Because there's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of research to be done, and Cedric is a literate man. But I do believe it was Zephyr's critical roles. So I think Zephyr's going to be doing most of the researching in the library, while the rest of the party figures some stuff out. The libraries are fairly strict. And you can really only have like one person checking out one book at a time. You can't really bring like 5 people with your one card. It's too much for the librarians to manage. So after a little bit of while of you and Zephyr reading over each other's shoulders, I think it becomes impractical for both of you to spend all your time and not that much of an advantage. So Cedric is going to head out into odds on one of these days. Gonna bang up to the odds. Let's get some town music going here. Yeah.
Is it normal for people to walk around in their armor and shit here or no?
It is uncommon. It's not forbidden in any way, shape, or form. It's just extremely impractical day to day for people to walk in their armor unless you have a reason to. So, like, if you were to walk down the street, no one would stop you, but you might also notice that people might be a little bit more wary of you. Like, why are you wearing your armor and your weapons? Like, what are you about to go do?
Okay.
Yeah, it's just socially awkward, you know?
I'm a cleric, so I think I'm gonna just continue to do it. Yeah.
All right, not a problem. So here you are in odds. Quiet little town, center of education and learning. At least as far as Ferodia gets a center of education and learning. Nestled up against these mountains, a big lake nearby, recently conquered by Adler, and part of the new Farron Empire. Zephyr's off reading. Riven and Elijah have taken off for the day to go explore the city and see what's up. You get up late, maybe in your prayers, maybe making a totem, maybe just combing your hair, and can set out for the day. What do you want to do today?
Yeah, I got a question. So the totems, I mean, we did a whole fucking like month time skip. I would have made an infertility totem and a fertility totem. In order to keep them working, do I, as the cleric, have to keep worshiping them, or?
No, they just need continual attention and devotion. So you would sell them to somebody.
Check up on them, yeah.
You don't even have to check up on them as long as somebody keeps worshiping them. So you could sell it to someone if they are faithful and keeping up every day, you know, making a little prayer, maybe putting on some holy oil, maybe putting a little sacrifice or a little gift every now and then. As long as they continue to devote themselves to the totem, it'll stay up and running. But if they get lazy, if they forget, the power weakens and eventually it'll fade.
Does that work I assume, but does that work the same with the infertility totem as well? Yes. At the bottom, it says a fertility totem lasts as many days as the cleric who created it, and it has levels. This time can be extended with devotion and proper care. Okay, so same thing.
Yes.
Same. Perfect.
Same thing in both. Just
Got it.
Being,
okay.
Thrifty with the language.
I'm going to go around and... Is there like a noble area here I can ask someone?
Yeah, there is a slightly nicer side of town that's up and away from the lake, that sort of uphill throughout here. And as you walk through the town and get the lay of the land with the orange roads and the stonework everywhere, you will certainly wander into the nicer places where there are sort of like tall walls around houses with little courtyards within.
Are they orange brick roads?
A little bit nicer. Yeah, most of the buildings and roads are made with orange bricks.
Good. Okay. Yeah, I'll head over to the nicer part of
that's what I said last session. Yeah, cool.
I think you did. I was just making an Oz joke of there's yellow brick roads and now we have the orange brick roads.
Yeah. I'm gonna put those two together. Okay. Yeah, you can head over towards the nicer area of town. The people are a little bit nicer. The shops are a little bit nicer. The prices are a little bit higher. You're a cleric, so people will smile at you as you walk by with your big old Martha. You have a symbol of Martha that you carry, don't you?
Huge symbol, yeah, 100 GP symbol.
Yeah. That's right.
And I'm wearing it
so
proud.
people will see it. Yeah, people will see it. They'll give you polite smiles, some bobs of the head. Hello, father. Hello, father.
If anybody looks
as you walk around,
like in exceptional clothing, Neil, either they look like a wizard, they look like they're nobility, anything like that, I will, and they give me a nod or anything, I'll kind of like talk to them. I'll make a point to have a conversation with them and sneak in there. That I can make like a fertility totem, and if they're having any problems in the bedroom, I can fix that for them.
Well, someone wearing nice clothing is absolutely going to give you a hello or a nod or like have a good day, father. One of those.
Good.
100%. Probably multiple people. Now, I think you and I both have an innate understanding that if you just approach a random person in the street and be like, yo, bitch, you got any problems in the bedroom?
That's 100%. It'd be weird.
That it's a weird thing. How do you broach this subject in a way that is tactful and gets you what you want,
I let them know that I'm a
Especially
cleric of Martha. Duh. And I'll probably, let me read Bless real quick, because I think Bless does have, does it have like a color effect or anything? Like when I cast it, is there like, oh, this person just cast magic? Like actually.
Let me take a look at the
Touches
spell.
a
'Cause that's a great
creature,
question.
gains a +1 to its next save. It is on my sheet. It's VSM.
Verbal, somatic, and material. And yes, you need your holy symbol and you need like a touch of holy oil.
Yep.
So I think when you bless someone, you like take a spot of holy oil and you adorn them with it. And the person receiving the bless will innately feel it. Maybe someone standing next to you wouldn't notice, but the person who is being blessed, they know.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, like if they say hello, father, or whatever, and if anybody's close enough, I'll ask them, oh, would you like a blessing? And then anybody on the street who wants a blessing, I'll just give them one because I don't give a fuck. But specifically someone, if they're like exceptionally nice, I'll bless them, and then I'll probably broach the topic of a fertility totem for sale.
Is
and
this
explain
like
yeah.
You're gonna like post up on a street corner and bless people as they come by, like letting people know that you're offering blessings, or is this like you're selecting individuals for blessings?
I'll post up. Yeah, why not?
Okay.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I'll post up. I guess is there like a fountain or anything in odds that I can go and like post up at?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll go post up at the nicest fountain, and I'll announce that I'm, chosen cleric of Martha, and I can provide blessings to anybody who wants them. All you need to do is ask. I can provide magical healing. All you need to do is ask. And I advertise my more useful spells, which I would think are bless, the healing spells. I don't know. If somebody's like really fucking tired, I can sleeping touch them. If they just want to fall asleep right there. I mean, I think those are my useful ones, yeah.
Excellent. And with this, I want to know how are you presenting yourself? Are you like, talking up Martha? Martha's great. Everyone, she's the best. Everyone should come by. Let me give you some blessings because Martha's so wonderful. Or are you just like, I am here to help the people? Like, what is your angle
It's more like Martha has given me the ability to help you, so therefore I'm here to just, serve. Less like,
it's
hey,
just
everybody.
Pure service.
Yeah, it's pure service, but I want to sell fertility totems to make money, right? But I also do want to just help the people who actually can't afford it. So I'll have like I'll steal someone's hat for the day, borrow someone's hat from the tavern. I'll put it out in front of me, and it'll just like have like a bit of like a tip jar. But the fertility totem, I can't just give that to anybody. So that's like that'll be like 100 GP minimum item. So if somebody wants that, they can buy it. But if you want healing or a bless or anything like that, I can just make that for you happen instantly.
Okay. Excellent.
What happens if I consecrate the ground where I'm at for the day? It takes 4 hours. I'm just mechanically curious of what it does.
When you consecrate an area, I think you get a bonus of +1 on your bless, so they get a +2 to their next check.
And they'd feel it coming in that this is like a... Because I don't know. If you ever walk into a church, I just feel like there's like a different air where you feel it. Like, would someone feel that walking into the consecrated ground area, or...
Let's take a look at this. Cleric blesses an area with a similar properties. Casting covers a 10 by 10, but the effects will not take place until the whole room has been consecrated.
Individual or temporary altars, shrines, prayer mats, and other devices may be consecrated for the purpose of spell requirements. Got it. Spell requirements.
Right.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So if you want to, make a nice consecrated area where you can bless people, you kind of need, like, as you said, a room so you can walk into the space.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't do that.
So if you're just hanging out on the corner or the fountain, perfect. All right, so you're out here, Cedric, letting people know that Martha has given you these powers, and you're here to distribute them to the folks. And you're doing this on the nicer side of town.
Very nice side.
What you're getting mostly to start off the day, or the multiple days, however long this takes, mostly what you're starting with are like the servants in the area who come on through, maybe some local town guard that are walking through the area, maybe some merchants, messengers or runners who are moving around. The nobles and like the wealthy elites, you get the impression, because you see them walk by, seem to be like, at least initially, a little hesitant or distrustful. When you've got stuff, you're always like, "Well, who's trying to scam me?" Whereas the lower classes, the workers of the world who actually need these blessings because their life is hard, they're a lot more interested. But that's just how we start. How this goes on, go in many different directions. So let's start with this. There's a young nobleman, lower ranks of noble, like the bottom of the gentry. Like, his family owns some stuff and they don't have to work, but they can only afford 1 cook and 2 servants, and they don't get to have chicken with every single meal. But this young lad comes up to you, and he watches someone else come on by and get a blessing, and he'll stroll over to you on the first day that you're out here doing these things, and he'll put a hand on his hip and regard you from a few feet away when you've got a moment. This sort of like, I'm almost questioning you, but I haven't actually said anything to you yet. Look. And then he'll say, I think you're a fraud. Ain't no cleric, he says, catching his lapsed language. There is no cleric that can cast that many spells in a single day. I think what you're doing here is scamming people, but I haven't figured out how yet. Who are you, man?
I'm Cedric. I'm from an island in the middle of the lake. Not this lake, but like the great one. What would we call that?
Fiscat Lake.
I'm from the middle of Fiscat Lake. I kind of shrug. Does he have like a water skin or anything?
No. He's got some nice clothes on. Very stylish, very fashionable. No possessions whatsoever. If he's got coins, he's carrying them in his pocket. No bags on his waist, no backpack, no water skin.
I probably have I do have a water skin. Mm-hmm. I'll grab my water skin. If you think me a fraud, let me prove you wrong. And I'll take my water skin. I'll start casting Create Water, and I'll just like endlessly pour water out of the water skin into the fountain.
Yeah. He watches you. He watches. And after, far more water has poured out of the skin than could possibly be in there, he walks up to it and puts his hand under the water and flows into his hand. And then he smells it. And then he plays with the water as it pours out, trying to maybe disbelieve the illusion or something, seemingly perplexed. And then he looks at you and goes, How? How can you do this? How can you do such things?
I'm touched by Martha.
Is she one of the ones who came to Earth?
Yeah. Yeah, it was her and one other. But I got a chance to see her in my travels.
You met Martha herself, the goddess of life, the goddess of creation, one of the 4 great deities. You've seen her. She has personal. What have you? He gets angry. What have you done with your life that you deserve these blessings?
Well, I'm here. I'm in service. I'm here to help the common man. I've been posted here for the day, and I'm handing out my blessings that I've been given, as well as healing anybody's wounds who needs them. I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job. I've also got totems that I'm having to sell. These, if worshipped properly, they're the ones that I usually make are in the shape of a bird. So this is probably one in shape of a bird. If worshipped, then it will increase your fertility and help you bear child.
He looks at you in astonishment. Give me a charisma check.
24.
You can see you've met jealous people in the past, and you can see the jealousy on this guy's face. This fucking random guy comes into town, blessed by the gods, and here I am at the bottom of the social ladder. He says it's still a noble. You can see this sort of and how is this power attainable by anyone?
I shrug. I mean, you have to be chosen by the gods, I would assume.
This is ludicrous. I don't believe it. I'm going to go, and I'm going to prove that you're a fraud, he says, and he turns and
I give him
and starts.
I put my hand on him and I bless him as he walks away. Or I guess it takes a round, so I'd have to hold him there, so I don't do that.
Yeah. He walks off then.
I let him fuck off.
Yeah.
I hold my post.
You don't see him for a while. But eventually,
night, I'll cast my spirit guide to provide light. But if not, then
let's see how long it takes him to come back, because he's coming back with reinforcements. He has it in his heart. He's the ultimate
skeptic.
Yeah, he'll come back hours later. Actually, it's at nighttime, as the sun is going down. You've just cast your spirit guide to illuminate the area.
Yeah, I'll probably have it in a little lamp, because I do know now that wind will fuck it up. So I'm gonna start carrying a little glass lamp with me if I can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can get some sort of, at least a wooden slatted lamp. That would be pretty easy and mostly help out. Light, spills forth and shines in a 15-foot radius around you. The young man comes back, and this time, as he's coming back, he's got with him. He has with him a middle-aged woman in red robes.
Hotness check.
Check indeed. 14.
Okay. Nice. Me likey, Cedric says to himself.
Yeah. And the young man's walking up with this red-robed wizard, and behind them, there's like 2 bodyguards who are like, hanging back a good 10 feet, strolling through. They have a chainmail and a short swords at their sides, but they're just kind of following behind her. And the young man, as he approaches you, goes, "You're still here. Madam
Hello,
Holly.
my child.
This is the fraudster who is, I haven't figured it out how, but he is defrauding the people. He claims to be a cleric who can cast endless magic." And the red-robed wizard steps up to you. She extends a single hand. "Hello. My name is Holly.
Shake her hand.
I run the magic shop in town, and I am an invoker. The red robes."
Hello, my name's Cedric. You can call me Father, or you can just call me Cedric. But don't call me ugly.
This young man seems to believe that you are performing fraudulent magic in an effort to deceive the people. And he claims that you claim your magic is from visiting with Martha herself, and that you can bless everyone in a day. Is he speaking the truth?
I'll whisper to her, I'll kind of put my hand to her ear and whisper, "This young lad is a jealous one, but he does tell the truth, but it's not, what's the word? It's not from his heart, it's from his ego. But he is correct. So if you would like a blessing, or if you're in pain, or if you just simply like water, I can do all that for you."
I would love a blessing from the goddess of Martha. And she, goes down on one knee and slightly bows her head. And as she does, her 2 bodyguards move forward a little bit, close enough that, if you ran, they could get you,
etc. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put my hand in some holy oil, and what's Martha's symbols? It's interlocking rings.
2 interlocking golden rings.
I'll do 2 interlocking rings on her head, and I'll bless her.
The blessing will take effect, and she will notice it. She will rise to her feet, look at you in surprise, and a little bit of wonderment.
You're a wizard, yes?
I am. I study the arcane arts, and I run the magic shop here in town.
Well, if you have this, I'll get close, because I think this could be a very useful wizard item. If you have need for an infertility totem, I could give you one of those. I know that wizards are a totem to make you not get pregnant.
An infertility totem? Is this also?
That is also something I can make, but I only offer it to people who I think could use it and benefit the world with it. A wizard such as yourself, I think your time would probably be more well spent studying magics and helping the common folk than caring for a baby. I give her a shrug.
The young man that brought you here says, "Such blasphemous words! No cleric of Martha would ever promote the lack of life. What a charlatan he is!" And she just sort of ignores him, doesn't even notice him, and says, "I would love to buy such a totem from you. How much do you sell them for?"
I kind of shrug. I don't think I've ever sold one before. What is it worth to you?
How long do they take to make?
A whole week.
How about 50 pieces of gold?
I nod. I'll hand over my infertility totem. I think that this is better for the world because this wizard shouldn't be worried about getting pregnant. They should be worried about helping as many people as possible.
Yeah.
The difference between this one and the other bird is this bird is going to have like an X on the bottom, whereas the other bird doesn't. So, there you
would
go.
you put fertility totem in chat for us, please?
Yeah, I give her the rundown that she's going to kind of need to upkeep it daily. Less worship, more upkeep, I believe.
Right. Now, you told her it takes a week. The casting time on your spell says a day. Is that
Did you change
a misremembering or
I could.
That's why I had you put it in chat because.
That's right. Yeah. It takes one whole 24 actual hours, which I think has to be done in. I guess I did misremember it. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to see.
Yeah, so I would then actually, because my cleric would actually know. I would say it would take 24 hours, but it's like 24 hours of like continuous like magic has to go into this fucking totem.
Right. If it's a full day of effort and work and magic. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
I have to stay up for 24 hours. I have to put all of my magic into the totem. It's quite a laborious task. I don't know if that changes
we'll
the price.
We'll keep it at 50 gold. That's fine.
That's totally fine.
Yeah. She thanks you. Will you be here throughout the week, Mr. Cedric?
I'll be here. I only have one more totem. It's a fertility totem. So if anybody you know is just and needs one of those, I could hand it over. But again, only one more. But I hope you put that infertility totem to good use. Please don't tell many people about it. Again, I only offer that to people who I think will do more good and create more life in another way.
It's been a pleasure to meet you. I hope we run into each other again.
I'll be here.
And, with that, she turns and starts to leave, and her bodyguards follow her. And the young man sort of exclaims and, goes to catch up with her. And you can see, like, he's talking at her, and she's just sort of, like, walking down the road. And they get, like, 100 feet, 200 feet away. And she turns and just sort of, like, gives him a wave goodbye and sends him off. And she and her two bodyguards, head back into town, or head back down towards the other part of town where she lives. And the young nobleman, from his 200 feet away, like flips you off and then disappears. You'll get a few more customers tonight for blessings, just folks coming through, including a couple of the more impoverished folks who surge up into the nicer parts of town after the sun goes down, looking for discarded scraps, dropped coins, little bits of goods that you might be able to fish out of the trash or the waste or the latrines to repurpose or reuse or
Did
sell
I get any
in their
like
own rights.
low amounts of money in my hat over the day?
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'll give it to those poor people. Because I'm a good guy.
Yeah. Why don't you roll me 6? Wait. Roll me a charisma check first.
Okay. A natural 1.
Ooh,
huge.
Natural 1. Rough day on the coinage here.
That's okay.
I think most people are coming through actually, and this is your first time in town doing this stuff. Some folks are taking some blessings, but people aren't quite certain what to think. So no coins today,
That's
but maybe
fine.
tomorrow.
I'll call over the super poor people. I'm gonna give them. How many are there like tonight?
They'll come through in 1s, 2s, and 3s. So, you tell me how much you want to give, and then I'll tell you how many people show up.
I want to give 1 gold each.
Oh, okay. You will end up seeing 11 people over the first 3 hours when the sun goes down.
Cool. I'll give them all gold, and I'll let them know, hey, if you wouldn't mind tomorrow when you go to the other side of town, if you can just let people know that I'm over here and I'm giving out blessings tomorrow. Anybody's free to come if they're hurt, if they're injured, or if they just want a blessing from Martha herself. They can come over. I'll be here from, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. or to like midnight tomorrow, you know?
Mm-hmm.
From sunrise to sundown. That's how I'll explain it.
Excellent. Yeah.
And then I'll
The
go on
next
my way,
day.
and come back.
Yeah. The next day comes along. You're on your street corner.
I put
Your
money
little
in the
fountain
hat
spot.
this time, Koibu, because there was no money in the hat last time. So now I'm gonna put I don't know, 10 silver in there. Okay, I'm gonna put 5 copper in there, and I'm gonna put 4 gold in there.
You are posted up for not too terribly long. Maybe like 2 hours. You know, you get some breakfast first, you come up here. And very quickly, after the 2 hours, you will see that same red-robed wizard walking down the street with her 2 bodyguards. And she will come right back up to you a second time.
I give her a bow, Koibu.
She gives you a bow back as well. Father Cedric, she says, using your honorific now.
Red-robed wizard. It's good to see you again.
Holly, the invoker.
Cedric has
name.
no clue what that means, right?
The invoker?
Like what an invoker can cast? Like,
yeah, you're probably aware that it's like some type of magic, but like...
I'm probably aware that
who
it's
the
like
fuck knows
battle
what
magic,
type?
but that's not like... even then,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be like if I gave you the rank of like an army officer in like the German army, and you'd be like, I don't know what that really means, but it's probably some officer rank, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I would love to have a longer conversation with you at your earliest convenience. I wouldn't want to get in the way of your ritual activities. Is there some time that I may bend your ear?
I'm here providing... I gave my word that I would provide service here today from sun up to sundown. So if you'd like to talk tonight after sundown, I could come and we could eat. Or if you want to talk tomorrow, we can arrange a better time. A less inconvenient time.
Thinks to herself. Today is Friday. She says that tonight would be great.
Cool. Where should we meet?
She gives you her address, tells you how to get there. You know,
huge. We're gonna test
second
out that
left on your
fertility
right.
totem.
Blah blah blah. Come by this evening. You know, before the sun sets, if that will work for you. I will have someone make dinner for us.
I give her a nod. It will be an enlightening conversation, I'm sure.
And with that, she will quickly take her leave. Give me another charisma check for the day to see how it goes, unless you have...
31.
Nice, there we go. Yes, word has spread. The hat tip works.
Huge. Do I get a lot more commoners and like peasantry today?
Well, there's just not that many people, not that many of those people who are in this part of town, and lacking social media, word spreads a little more slowly than one might like.
That's fine.
But you do get a couple of folks who have come from another part of town, like they come up a road, they come to get a blessing, and then they head back down that road instead of like just the passing foot traffic.
Do these folks look hard on
folks.
their time?
No.
Okay, cool.
They look like normal townies, maybe someone who was, in here to sell off their goats, and now they're going to head back out, but they're going to get a little blessing before they go.
Sweet.
A hat maker comes by, a couple of cobblers, some stone cutters, that sort of thing. Yeah. So you're going to get... You rolled a 31, so that's going to be 1d6... gold pieces, which I think I'm going to regret rolling.
Oh.
No, you rolled first. That's fine. You can take the 4.
Huge.
Take 2d8 silver.
11.
And take 3d10 copper.
19.
Yeah. The 4 pieces of gold 2 of the 4 pieces of gold are from where's our dice over here? A young nobleman who tells you, as he, most of these people aren't just stopping in for a blessing and walking away. They have conversations with you. And this young nobleman tells you that yesterday you blessed the servant in his house. She almost chopped her finger off in a terrible accident, but at the last moment, was able to narrowly avoid it. And she says it's specifically because of your blessing that this had happened. And she swears up and down 1,000 ways that it was this blessing that prevented her from the loss of her finger. And he wanted to come and thank you with the 2 pieces of gold.
Or the 4 pieces?
No, he just gives you 2.
He gives me 2. I'll put his hand back. Mm-hmm. And I'll he goes to put it in. I clamp his hand. I close it, and I say it'd be much better if she had it. Do me a favor and give it to her.
Ooh, all right. We'll take 2 fewer gold then.
Huge.
Another piece of gold comes from a middle of the road noble person who tells you that this is their fountain. This is their courtyard. They actually own this area and the shops around it. But they would appreciate, because their servant also, they overheard them speaking about the cleric, and they would love you to bless the fountain in exchange for a piece of gold.
Can I do that?
It won't turn it into holy water, and the fountain doesn't make any checks. Unless it's about to get damaged or something. So this might be more of a symbolic blessing than an actual useful, maybe the rare blessing. I guess you could, if you found a priest, you could get a priest to bless your car, right? But what's a blessed car gonna do?
Okay.
Maybe not get into an accident?
I'll fucking bless his fountain.
Yeah.
I got no problem with that.
Who wants his fountain to be blessed?
Fuck it, I'll bless it.
Yeah. Excellent. And the last piece of gold that you're getting comes from, or that I should say it's up for you to get, comes from an older lady. She looks like she probably was a noble once, or maybe, still is a noble, but has fallen on lesser times, harder times. She tells you that she has been struggling in the war that recently happened. She tells you the story. She tells you the story that when Alder came to Odds, there was a battle that happened. And if we look at the map, the battle happens out here between the big mountain range and the connecting mountain range to the south. And there was one fight that went down between the army of the New Faran Empire and the defenders of Odds. And it was over very quickly. The defenders of Odds lost immediately, and both of her sons, her only 2 living heirs who had no children of their own yet, died in that battle.
How old is this lady?
And she's got to be 50s, 60s.
Oh, so that's GG for her.
Yeah, it's definitely GG for her. She's at the end of her time, and you can see that it's really weighed heavily on her. And she brings you 2 boxes that she tells you contain the remains of her children, and asks you to bless the boxes.
Yeah, I'll bless the boxes, and let me see if I can remember this spell. I got to spare the Restful Dead. I don't think this would do.
Yeah, there needs to be a headstone over a grave or a body.
Yeah, she just got them in boxes. I'll bless them, but I'm gonna turn down her gold coin and tell her thank you for the honor of letting me do that. I'll bless her as well and wish her well.
She insists on paying you the gold for the blessing. No good deed should go unrewarded.
The greatest reward for me would be if you would just give that to someone who needed it more.
She'll take the boxes, she'll kiss your hand, and she'll leave.
Good.
You'll get the other, ordinary servants and merchants and tradesmen and sort. That's where your silver and copper comes from over the course of the day.
Huge.
And before too long, the sun begins to go down, and it's time to go find Lady Holly, Miss Holly, Madam Holly, the invoker, the owner of the magic shop.
My new wife. I'm going to Holly's home. I get spruced up a little bit. Is there like a local like perfume store or anything like that?
It'll be closed by the time you're heading out.
I'll go inside. I'll go inside like one of the communal baths if it's still open. Take a quick bath, a fast one, and then I'll head over.
So you're gonna show up to her house with your breastplate, no weapons, no shield, holy symbol.
Yeah, if I'm just showing up, I'll even take off my breastplate. I'll just show up normally.
Right, so you head back to your place, you take off all your weapons and armor, you bring your holy symbol, your spell components, if you have any needed, I assume, and you will arrive. Her house is small, cozy. It's attached to the magic shop out front, which has a sign that says Holly's Berries. I think that's what I called it because I have great naming.
It's a terrible magic shop name.
What? Holly's Berries? No?
It sounds like she's a berry salesman. We don't like Holly's Berries? Sounds like she sells berries.
Well, like a holly the plant has a berry, and holly berries are often like sacred or spell components.
Okay. Well, then that makes more sense.
It's a cool...
Yeah.
Maybe this is niche knowledge that only I have because the other players that ran into Holly's Berries also said it was dumb.
They also came here.
Maybe they came and they almost started, a confrontation with a wizard in the shop just because they were,
idiots.
having fun. Idiots.
Fools.
Idiots.
I'm gonna fuck this wizard, and they're over here trying to fuck her shop up.
Right. You can make it to her house. It's attached on the back side. You can give a little rap on the door and come on in. Yeah. It's a cozy little warm place here in the middle of town in the middle of April. Springtime is arriving, but it's still sort of like chilly, especially in the evenings. The winter bite hasn't fully left town yet. She'll invite you in, and there's a servant in here who's like setting up a little table and putting out flatware. You can smell the spices of the roasted pork and the potatoes coming in from the other room. There's a bottle of wine being set out. Holly is here, still in her red wizard robes, bags and spell components around her, but the two bodyguards are nowhere to be seen.
I'm gonna.
She will offer you a seat. Yeah.
Ask the servant to come over at some point during the night. I'll ask them. I want to perform a bit of magic for Holly for a little bit of show. Do you have any spoiled food in the back? Anything rotten that you are gonna throw away?
Of course not. I would never let food spoil, or leave it once it had been.
A nod. Okay. All right. I let him go, and I sit down.
Okay.
What a fool.
Yeah. They don't realize, man.
They don't realize the goods that I got.
So, Holly will take a seat on the other side of the table from you.
Are we like a square table?
She will pull out a round table.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe 5 feet across. She will pull out one of those like long cigarette holders and a rolled piece of papyrus with some tobacco in it. And first offer you a cigarette if you'd like one. Otherwise, she'll just have one for herself.
Yeah, I'll take
and
one.
She'll sit in her chair.
I posit.
Yeah, there's
Does detect poison detect that cigarettes wouldn't be safe? No. I'm not going to do it. I'm just curious. Okay, yeah. What about alcohol?
Probably not.
Okay. Right. Yeah, I smoke.
I mean, not like you regular drinking alcohol, but like pure ethanol, maybe, rubbing alcohol or something would be probably poisonous. Yeah, you get the cigarette. She sits on the other side of the table. The first course is brought out, some sort of crunchy, flaky, deep-fried pastry thingy with potatoes and peas inside of it.
Hold on. Rub skill check. I like it.
Yeah.
Tasty.
Samosas are delicious. How could you not? You could really enjoy the cardamom in there. Just take a long drag on her long, Cruella de Vil style cigarette.
I thank the servant for this course. I let him know that the cardamom was very tasty in there, and they did a really good job. And I would like to provide my compliments to the chef.
Servant gives a deep curtsy and a smile and hurries out of the room, trying to stay out of the way. Totally. Holly, the invoker, taps her foot, takes a long drag, says, Father Cedric, I would like to be direct and frank with you. I took that totem you sold me yesterday, fully expecting it to be not what you said, came home, and did a little inspection of it myself. What you've said has been absolutely true. This is indeed a magical, sacred totem. I could not divine its ultimate nature, if it did or did not create infertility.
In due time, then.
But... But I do believe you are an honest man who is speaking the truth. And I am flabbergasted at your existence. Would you mind, and if you have requirements, please speak them, but would you mind telling me the story of how it is you came to be blessed by the goddess Martha?
I will give her a tale that's not too off from reality, but I'm not going to base it where I'm from.
Right. What do you change or hide?
The location specifically.
Okay.
So rather than it being in Ignara, I'm going to swap it to Hunter's Bay. I'm going to explain how everybody now that there is dead, except for me, and save a few others who were blessed by the gods. I'm not going to get into that with her if she asks, like, oh, who else? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to, posit over that information, but I'll say, like, there's a few others. But I did see Martha come down from the sky. She landed. I give her the real story, except change the location.
Right, but like they landed, people died, buildings were destroyed. Martha yells out, Malchus, how could you do this? You clear their memory. Malchus just gives you a wink and says it was so.
I give her the real fucking story, except I say it's in Hunter's Bay, because that seems actually the most plausible place. If you go there, there's nobody alive. So,
yeah. She hears your story. Listening carefully.
Would request that you don't tell this story. It's just for your ears, I guess.
I understand. I will keep it in closest confidence.
I'll describe Martha to her.
She listens. You describe a
beautiful woman, I think, right? Like unlike anyone you've ever seen. It really changes a man, you know?
So it sounds like Martha blessed you by accident, if that is how it came to be?
I shrug.
It was unintentional. And Malchus... Martha spoke to Malchus in a tongue you could understand. She asked him to wipe your memories and undo the magic, and he lied to her.
He's the god of humans.
After a pause, she says that the magic that you seem to possess has not been seen in this world in many thousands of years. The clerics that walk these lands today, their magic is limited, is similar to how a wizard's magic would be limited. A set number of spells that must be prepared in advance and released at command. This ability to bless over and over ad infinitum to pour water endlessly, to create consecrated items so early in your career is unheard of.
You know what's the most interesting? I wait until someone's not in this room. Like, nobody's here, right? The servants are in the other room?
The servant, like, brings in food from time to time. It's just the one cook.
I'll wait until no one's in here, and I'll, like, whisper, there's a chance that I'll be able to resurrect people.
I hadn't even thought of that, but yes. By God, by the gods, Father Cedric, if that is true, your life is in mortal danger.
I shrug. Everybody's life is in danger at some point. But me and my compatriots were on what I believe to be a holy quest, and odds is a little stop. I think you're the only one who knows, besides them, exactly what happened.
What is this holy quest of yours?
I kind of shrug. It's not for me to say.
Of course. Was this quest given to you by Martha or Malchus, if you can say?
I kind of think maybe not intentionally is how I'll leave it. But it definitely set us on the right path.
They do work in mysterious ways sometimes.
I know.
Father Cedric, I have asked you here because I am very curious about this. Given the opportunity, I would have nightly chats with you for many weeks and make a great many notes. It sounds like you want some of this information to be self-contained and not spilling out publicly. Would you mind terribly if I took notes during our conversation?
As long as you
I kept them to myself?
Keep them to yourself, and you swear to the gods. I don't mind if you take notes, I guess, during our conversation.
I swear to Mathis and Safia, I will never reveal this information.
Yeah, I mean, that makes me happy. She seems like a high-level wizard, if I'm getting the vibe correctly. It seemed a bit more than she came home and casted Detect Magic, but maybe that's all she did. I don't know.
Maybe. She does run the magic shop in town, and I don't know if that's indicative of...
If I'm given this information, I'll ask. What level spells have you mastered?
Third circle of spells, fireballs, lightning bolts, that sort of thing.
Holy shit! Oh wow! I wish my wizards could cast that.
You have wizards.
Well, part of the holy quest and all, yeah.
Were they the ones who also survived?
I nod, which that might even be more interesting to her. I do nod yes. Yeah, they were granted powers of wizardry, and I was granted super strength.
Super strength. You were granted super strength, and they were granted wizardry.
I shrug. And now she sees the fucking 18 strength.
Yeah. She goes over to the fireplace. She pulls out, one of the fire pokers. She hands it over to you and says, "Is this something that you could bend?"
You want me to try bend bars, Neil?
This is smaller than like a steel, like a jail cell bar, right? It's just a little fire poker. It'd be an open doors check where you could only make it once. So an 11 or lower on a D20.
Oh yeah, and bend bars is on a D100?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try it. Yeah, fuck it. Let me give it a shot. 1D20, 11 or lower.
11 or lower.
Huge.
Yeah, you take the fire poker and you're just like... Her mouth drops a little bit.
I'm risen up this wizard day. Can I bend it back for her?
That's quite a bit harder. Well, you could unbend it, but it would still have like a
I'll just do that. I don't want to bend it perfectly back, but now she's got a holy fucking relic that she can tell people about. That you see that fire poker that's bent a little bit? That was done by the fucking Martha cleric.
It takes her a little while of like thought and contemplation before she like goes over to a little desk in the corner, pulls out her notebook, flips it open, gets the quill of ink and the ponce and like all the writing materials, like a bunch of stuff.
I'll ask her
to properly write.
So I was in town earlier and I met this lady. I describe her. I don't know if she'll know her. She lost her 2 sons in the battle between Otz and Adler. How does a town with an invoker wizard who can cast fireball and lightning bolt not defend itself? I mean no harm there. I'm just curious.
That a long sigh.
Yeah.
The enemy that approached my shop, bunched up together. I could have done a great deal to stop them. But a proper and organized formation in the modern age is rather well spread out. It's not a single block that marches forward. And even had it been, I can only summon so many fireballs in a single day. I did not participate in the battle. It is not my job, nor my desire, to see men burned alive.
Then
I'm
why
not incapable
invoker?
of defending myself well. It's an interesting subject. Invocation, evocation. The method of the magic is... How to explain this to someone who doesn't study these things in the right way,
from
but
Ibram, correct? I ask and I am curious if she's going to know anything about that.
Ibram? She doesn't seem to know what that means.
I give her a quick fucking rundown on Ferris and how Ibram was one of his disciples and how he was, I believe, to be one of the first invokers. I give her the rundown.
Yes. Need to now open up these super fancy secret hidden notes. Oh.
I might be able to get this chick in the party.
Ibram, the invoker. Excellent. You start to tell the story, and she like nods along, understanding some of it, and then says, "Yes, I am familiar with the towers and this lore and the early wizards. I had not the name Ibram. Perhaps we have learned it separately. I know the." I know my history says a man named Amen was the invoker who studied under Ferris. You call him Ibram. One of the problems with histories is that things get written down and changed and translated and mispronounced, and over the ages, one person may become to be known by 2 or 3 names even. And the wizards of old, they had a birth name and then they chose a name upon attaining greatness to be called, and sometimes the record reflects one of these or the other. I have chosen to keep my name Holly, the name I was born with, and not take a fancier, more magnificent name.
You know, that's rare, it seems, in my findings. There's only one other, I believe, if I can recall, who did that. Fuck, do I remember their name, Neil?
Give me an int check.
No, I don't remember the name. One of my friends would know, but there was only one other that I remember who didn't decide to take on a new name, and they were saying it was really interesting.
Yes, that's a trend that has changed over the ages. I think few people these days, in my circles that we run, it feels very pretentious and overly flamboyant. Although there was a time when that sort of flamboyance was necessary, where each wizard or great man of the world would need a name as they gathered power around themselves during the age of heroes, as it would be, where a name meant quite a lot more. A moment ago, you were talking about your friends who were granted we got sidetracked with your strength. Your friends who were granted wizarding magic. Do they require components? How do they learn their spells? Did they know how to read? Were they given spell books?
Do I even require components, Neil?
I think you need a little holy oil for some of your things, yeah.
But like...
There's a couple of things that you need components for, but not a lot.
Okay, I'm seeing, yeah.
I think by and large, all of your materials are like your holy symbol, and then a few of them will require like
water
incense.
Vessel. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing it now that I'm looking through them. Most of them are literally just my holy symbol. Right. Well, I can only speak for myself, obviously, but most of my spells, all they require is a holy symbol. A few require holy water, but nothing more than holy oil or holy water. For them, I kind of... Can I make a... I feel like I already trust this chick, so I feel like this is stupid. I wanted to make like a trusting check, but I already feel like I trust her, so I think that already makes my mind up. Yeah, I don't believe that they need spell components for their spells, which is an oddity if you think about it. So you know about the 9 towers?
I do. I know of them. I know there is only 2 or 3 who are remaining standing and findable.
It seems like you know a lot. Why be a magic shop owner?
There are a few courses for a wizard to pursue their life. You can travel, find money wherever you want, and live a life of danger and adventure. That's not for me. I would rather not enact violence if I don't have to. Another route is to find a noble, a city, a town, someone else to serve and act on their behalf, and they'll provide you with means and material and a place to work. But I like my independence. I don't want to serve another. I want to serve my own interests. And that leaves the route of the independent wizard. You can craft some things and sell them, but that requires travel, or you can create a little shop and serve the other wizards in the area. It takes a lot of work. You need to hire many servants and assistants to find things. There's a lot of business involved, lots of trading and making connections, but it means you serve no particular master, and you need not come to bloody conflicts. And this suits my taste. I would rather run a business and pursue my own magical interests in my spare time than be beholden to another person or travel. I like my house. I like my stuff. And a traveling wizard does not get to do any research. And as you can see by my red robes, I'm primarily interested in research. Why do you travel? Why not? I know your home is dead and everyone there is dead, but surely you must have cousins or family, or there's another island out there that... Why do you choose to come here to Odds?
We're in search of things to do with Ferris. As you can see, we are in great interest of the 9. And that is in the direction of our holy quest.
The 9 towers.
A nod, yeah. I don't think that's dishonest.
Well, There is one at the heart of the Verasi Empire in Valesburg.
Yeah, we know about that one.
It's a cursed tower, dangerous place. There is another one whose location is known. In the Dardennes, it's the lair of the White Prince, a great and powerful cleric of Astaire, who is said to be in possession of the Fountain of Youth, created by one of Varys's acolytes, or perhaps Varys himself.
It's one of the magical items we've learned about in Dinesh's tomb, or his home. I shrug.
Check. Dinesh. I'm not familiar with the name Dinesh. Perhaps another mistranslation down the ride. And there is a tower in... Wait, hold on. She's going to give you a name, but I need to read what the modern name is because she only knows it by the modern name. There's a tower near Valis in South Solemn by the Great Bay. That one is... well, I don't know what its current state is. I believe it was damaged or destroyed during the cataclysmic events that started the age.
The last time the gods came down. Let's hope we fare a little bit better this time, yeah?
Let's hope so. It's been many months and they haven't destroyed us yet, so I have hope.
I'm interested if I can commune with them. But nothing's really happened yet.
Do you not... When you cast spells, do you not speak with them?
Interestingly not, no.
If Martha asked Malchus to clear your memory, how is it that you're still capable of channeling her magic? Does it come from her? Is it innate to you?
I think it's innately me.
How do you...
I kind of shrug.
These are not how things work these days. This is in line with some of the old stories I've read, but I thought, old stories endowed over time with a certain sense of awe and far beyond what I find myself surprised.
I believe in a lot of Martha's
not sure
ideals, so that's why I continue to wear her symbols and all of that. But I believe if I wanted to, I could say, fuck Martha to here and back and still be able to cast magical spells. I don't even know if she knows that I exist.
That was going to be my next question. You have not seen from her since that day, then?
Nope. I might be like an accident of an accident, I guess. Yeah.
If only she had an infertility totem.
I mean, if only she would have been. She would have needed Malchus's help.
Huh. Well, Mr. Father, Cedric, I could talk your ear off for 1,000 hours and be unsatisfied. Tell me, is there anything I can help you with? A person like you only comes around once every 100 lifetimes or so. If I could be a small part of a holy quest inspired by Martha, goddess of healing and life.
What do you know about the floating fortress?
Varys's great fortress that he used to conquer the world.
I nod.
It was the last of the 9 towers to be made, or it was made after the last of the 9 towers.
So it's like the 10th tower, then?
That's my understanding, that it's the 10th tower, or it is the product of the 9 other towers. Perhaps he needed 9 towers to create the fortress. I know the 9 towers were spread out far and wide, with 3 of them being mobile and 6 of them stationary. I know the floating fortress was not built upon clouds. There are cloud fortresses. This one was said to rise to the heavens without a cloud around it. Just a base.
You're telling me cloud
And
giants
the
aren't
base
fake?
was made of stone.
Those are real?
They are most certainly real.
Oh.
Well, they have been real in times past. Perhaps they still exist on distant corners. There are none here in Ferodia, but I suspect they are alive and well somewhere. The world is great and vast. They say the floating fortress used a great rock, a great piece of volcanic rock that had its gravity inverted permanently so that it could be raised and lowered at will. They say the fortress was composed of many of these towers joined together and able to separate and come back.
Well, that's really good to know. Have you ever heard of the black bag? In our quests, we've been hearing about some magic items. We've heard about, like, the Stone of Skipping, the Orb of Dragon Command, Memory Stones, Magic Boats, the Black Bag. The Fountain of Youth, as you talked about earlier, was in one of the writings.
She nods her head as you talk about these things.
Gauntlet of Death. Yeah.
I have heard of some of these, certainly.
Can you tell me anything about them?
Look.
It's interesting that an invoker, the most battle fucking mage that could exist, is non-confrontational. It seems like. Funny.
Yeah. Where got my notes.
A true nerd, just in it for the love of the game.
Fucking just vibing, man. The black bag. Ah, yes. The black bag. A legendary artifact from ages past. Long destroyed and gone from this world for good reasons, or for the betterment of all, if I may say so. Supposedly, according to legend. The black bag was a... Are you familiar with the bag of holding?
Oh, yeah.
A bag that has near to unlimited space within it. You can put anything in and pull it out, and it always weighs the same.
We need one of those desperately. You should see my fucking backpack. I have to carry everything like a fucking mule. I mean, I might as well be a donkey for this party.
Well, you're strong enough to do that. You seem unencumbered by your troubles. Yeah. But the black bag was supposedly a master bag of holding that you could reach into and pull anything out of any other bag of holding in existence. Yes, wow, indeed.
That's insane.
Well, this is the story that was written down. It was said the black bag was destroyed after one of Ferris's acolytes turned on his master, killing her in the process, taking her things and trying to take control of all the realms once Ferris retired from the world, died, vanished, skipped through time.
He's supposed to come back. I shrug.
You also mentioned the skipping stone.
Oh, yeah.
The stone of skipping.
That one really made me and my friends laugh because it just sounds so useless.
It's a stone, supposedly, again, unverified, said to be destroyed or lost, but its use would skip its user forward through time.
Oh, wow.
You could skip ahead hours, days, if you need to. You can't wait. If you need to make a journey go by more quickly, you need to wait for conditions to be just right, sort of thing.
You know, if you're a wizard who has it all, who has conquered pretty much everything and done everything back in the day, would it not be plausible that Ferris could just be skipping forward in time to somewhere that's more interesting?
She nods her head. That is what I have always thought. And from time to time, there are people who claim to be the great Archmage himself. And yet, it all
just be
sounds
an old
a little...
guy walking around odds with a skipping stone. I shrug, yeah.
What I've always wondered, though, is why? If you have a fountain of youth and you can live for all time, why skip forward?
Bored?
There must be better ways. Boredom, perhaps? Just to dance along to the end of time? It seems oddly mundane. Just to skip life, to skip time. And you don't know what's coming. You skip a week ahead, maybe the place you're standing in is no longer there, or maybe it's destroyed, or an enemy sets a trap for you and you skip right into it. I'm curious about this device. Personally, I think it might be used as a form of punishment. Take someone who has done something wrong, skip them forward in time so they are alone in the world. You're not killing them, but you're exiling them from their place in time. That's what I think it really is.
I nod. I assume that, yeah.
There's no truth to these things, only references to the stone of skipping.
Yeah. All we have is references of a ton of magical items that were made by some of Ferris and his compatriots, I guess his disciples. But anyways, it seems like we're on a bit of a journey through ancient history, learning about the past to move forward in the future and all that. I kind of shrug.
She needs to make an intelligence check here. Would you excuse me for just 1 minute, she says, as a servant brings over the main course, and she heads off into her shop. The servant, pours you some wine.
I wait.
Yeah.
I asked the servant about
Next
their day.
appetizers.
Cedric, he's a nice guy. He's trying to be nicer. He's trying to be liked. He's trying to be loved by the people. So I'm going to give the servant a time of day.
Let's make some checks right here. Roll some dice. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Over here. X. She will come back a little bit later, having picked up.
How long was she gone?
15 minutes.
Oh.
Kind of a long time, but
I'd have had the servant sit down at this point if he would, take a load off.
Totally.
Let's have a conversation. I pour him some wine.
Oh, yeah. The servant. The servant's name is Lauren, and they're a cook. They hang. They don't serve any one particular person, but sort of like work over here for a little while, work on for this person for a little while, more like a cook for hire. So they get paid very well, but their work is infrequent.
You ever thought about adventuring, Lauren?
No.
No, not for you.
It's just
We could use a good
You would
cook.
have to carry so much stuff.
Yeah.
Cook pots are heavy and cooking over little fires. And I hear there's mostly hardtack on the road.
I'll tell you
it
this:
would be
if we
hard
ever
to
get a bag of
perform
holding, we'll come get you, and then you can be our cook, and we'll carry it all in the bag.
It's at this point in the conversation that Holly comes back. Lauren gets up, quickly leaves. Holly sits down, flips open this book, and comes to a page where there is this, there's like a large diamond-shaped prismatic crystal-looking thing with what appears to be like some sort of band hovering above the top part of the crystal and some sort of band hovering around the bottom part of the crystal.
Does it look like the symbol in our symbol handouts?
Let me draw it for you, and then you can make those decisions for yourself. I'm going to draw it over here. Draw it over here.
All right, I'm looking.
So we've got a crystal-shaped thing with like a circle that sits like around it on the top. Whoops.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that looks different
like
than what I was
this.
thinking of, yeah.
Okay.
I'll listen in.
She points to this and says, one of the fundamental things that the Archmage Ferris created in his time he reads carefully on the page. It's translated as like a chaos rod or a like a change point. I haven't found the original scripts. This was supposed to oh man, there's so much that you don't know that it's hard to tell. Magic has a cost. When most of us summon our magic, it comes from somewhere. When I cast a fireball, that fire comes from a place. Actually, when I cast fireball, it's invocation magic. It's a little bit different. But if you were to summon a flaming sphere with a conjuration spell, that fire comes from somewhere specific. And that causality of magic can create effect somewhere. The heat from a ball of fire might freeze a house or a field or a castle or something like that somewhere else. Or, maybe just a spot in the sky. And in the early days of magic, this was a problem. The first fireball doesn't matter, but after 100,000 balls of fire have been created over 100 years, the effects begin to add up. These causality zones that she points to, this little diamond-shaped thing, were created by the Archmage Ferris to tie the causal effects of these arcane spells to specific locations so that the rest of the world would be unaffected by the changes created. For the most part, energy doesn't come from nowhere.
To make water, rather than pulling it from somewhere here, you pull it from the plane of water?
Yes,
okay.
Something like that. Or you're pulling water from the plane of water, but through the process you are ripping a hole in the fabric, which creates a problem. I've never gotten my hands on one of these things. They're said to still exist in this world, and it's supposed to be the anchor point for all of our spells. Wizards take a long time to memorize our spells, and our spells are very fine-tuned, very particular, so as to avoid a great many of these problems. I am so curious about your wizarding friends who you say use no components. Do they know? Have they been trained to avoid this problem?
I shrug. I have no idea.
What did they do before they were wizards?
They were just common everyday folk.
Well, what did they do in their lives? Farmers?
One was a botanist, if I recall, and one dealt with the maths. Addition,
The
engineering.
maths?
Yeah, mathematics.
Okay, at least one academic. And a botanist, that's academia adjacent.
Yeah, they're elves, yeah.
They're elves?
Well, half elf. One of them. I could have them come and speak with you if you're interested. I don't know if they'll want to, but I can send word.
Are they here in town?
Yeah, I nod. Yeah.
I would love a chance to speak with them on this matter.
Okay. I'll, after the end of the night, Koibu, because this is night 2, I'll inform my friends. I'm sure that this fucks with your timeline. About Holly and how they should go and speak with her, etc.
Okay, we'll make it work. We'll find a spot to fit them in here. Great. Holly seems, very pleased with all of this. And she drops the topic of the sorcerers for a minute. And she says, now, earlier I asked if there was anything I could do, and you asked if I knew of any of these things, the black bag, the stone of skipping. You mentioned some other things, too. I understand you don't want to tell me what your holy quest is. We've only just met, but is there some way I could be of assistance?
I try to think, you could be of great assistance if you join us, but it doesn't sound like you're interested in that at all. So, I don't know. I shrug. I'm not sure yet.
Of course.
Maybe I'll come to an idea and I can come back and we can have a conversation about it.
If that day ever comes, I would like you to consider my door open to you and your others. Your followers.
My compatriots. I correct her.
They're not your...
Oh no, they were blessed by the gods just the same. I would say we're all equal, except we have a leader, one of them. I'm not the leader.
Who's not you? No.
No, that's correct.
Who is your... No, that's fine. That's enough. I don't mean to intrude. It would be easy to talk forever and ever.
Well, I enjoy talking with you. You have such a beautiful mind.
Right, Cedric, here it is. Here's the charisma check.
Let's go.
I've been writing on.
Oh, you want me to roll it?
I want you to roll a charisma check, yeah.
25. It's not bad.
25. And she... Counter chemistry check, 21. It's clear you're interested in her. I think she's interested in you. There's a totem of infertility in the other room.
It's just right there.
Let's not ruin everyone's day by using any more words to describe the rest of this evening.
Cedric bangs, and here's the con check. Huge. Bigly. Very good. That we like. All right. For the rest of the week, I'll kind of just go back and hang out at my fountain. Martha's fountain, as I name it. Casting spells for the noble people, handing out money. I'm trying to be a good guy.
All right. Now, why don't we take a short break, come back on the other side with a little bit more of Cedric and odds. Over the next couple of days, you're doing your proselytizing. No, you're doing your hanging out on the fountain, giving out some blessings
at night.
Here and there. And
I'm going over to the wizard, and I need to make her to love me. Okay, Koibu?
All right. Well, it sounds like you're spending your days doing that, and you're spending your nights with the wizard. We're going to make a check at the end of everything, see how that goes, rather than doing it in the middle. But something does come up with her right away. Well, I shouldn't say right away, but after a couple of days. That's the wrong. Whoops, that's the wrong.
She's my queen.
It is not. Yes. She tells you, after your fourth night together.
Wait, I go home, okay? And since we were 4 nights, can I do 4 poetry checks? I want to give her a poem.
Ooh. Yeah, well, this is the fourth night.
So
Something's
then-
happening on the fourth night, so 3 checks.
3 checks.
Yeah.
1, 2,
23,
3.
26, 26. Excellent rolls.
I'll just do one
got
poem
some-
and I'll just keep refining it, if that makes sense. And then at the end, I'm going to give her
Are
the
you
poem.
sharing this with her, or are you working
No,
on it?
I'm
right
working
now?
on it. I'm waiting for the end. This is going to be like my masterpiece.
Got it. She tells you on April 15th, night of the full moon, that she has a meeting, a dinner with Lord Horowitz. He is another wizard in town of the Black Robes. He owns the quartz mines in the mountains. And, you know, you've been getting to know each other, and she's definitely going to keep your secrets, and she's not going to tell anyone anything. But he is another interested wizard in all sorts of things magical. And, you know, is there anything that you would want from him? Or would you like to come to dinner with him as her, you know, +1?
Oh, I'll come to dinner.
And it's a social call.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go to dinner with her. What does the Black Robes mean again? They're out for themselves?
Yeah, sort of like you're interested in magic to further your own purposes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go to dinner with her. Yeah. I let her know that I'm probably going to keep it low key, you know. Probably don't want to talk about it more than being just blessed by the gods, etc. But yeah.
Great. So the next night, on the 16th, yeah?
I'll ask her. Are we going as friends or a couple? Like, what do we say if people ask? Friends, right? Compatriots?
Oh, it's only been 4 days.
Okay.
I'm not moving that quickly.
I wipe my brow. Thank God.
Traveler, friendly companions
Okay.
of some kind. Acquaintances. Yeah, so you can go the next night to dinner at Lord Horowitz's estate on the far north side of town. He is, she'll tell you, he is also a third circle, but he's an abjurer, not an invoker. It's a different style of magic, but also about the same power level as her. And this guy, he's an older gentleman. Lord Horowitz, he's probably in his late 60s, early 70s, something like that. And this dinner is, you know, supposed to just be the two of them. She's going to bring a +1, which is totally going to be fine. And this is more of just like a friendly social occasion. It's nice to get the wizards together, talk about what you've been working on, any new insights, but also just, you know, some nice chit chat and hanging out.
Yeah.
But it's a fancy estate you're going to. There's going to be some flute, some music players, like a lutist, and some other stuff hanging out during dinner.
He's fucking rich then.
Yeah.
He owns a quartz mine.
He's a lord. He owns the quartz mine in town. He's one of the wealthier gentlemen around.
I don't have etiquette. So there probably will be some faux pas that happen at the party, but I am literate and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You'll show up to the estate with Holly, the shopkeeper.
I'm wearing my cleric symbol.
Do you have armor, weapons?
No. But I'm very much going to present as like a father versus a commoner.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. You'll show up. You'll be brought in by the footman, you know, the people who walk alongside you. A butler will take your coat. You'll be brought into like this nice big hall. There's a couple of other people around that you maybe weren't necessarily expecting. Just some other like noble lads and lasses. There's a large harp being played over. The hall is too large for the assembled, you know, 7 or 8 people. And the voices and music sort of echo. Every time someone takes a step, it sort of like bounces around the large room. There's huge candelabras, large chandeliers, burning beeswax. The whole place smells of like honey and perfume. And you'll be introduced to Lord Horowitz, this older, 60, 70-something-year-old man who takes a look at you. He gives you the up and down while he holds his black robes close and says,
I give him a bow.
So you're the young man on the fountain I've been hearing about. The cleric.
That's correct, my lord.
Interesting.
What a fine home you have.
I thank you. So tell me, cleric, where do I stand in the eyes of the gods?
I give him a look up and down. I take a look over to his servants. How are they adorned? How are they?
They are humble and dressed in appropriate servants' clothing, clean, pressed, nice and neat, but not flashy, not fancy. They're extremely well behaved.
Can I give you a charisma check for just like a vibe check?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a vibe check on this guy.
22.
He seems just like most. He seems sort of like what your expectation of a noble might be. Like, he's just a dude, but he's got a lot of money and power, and he uses that money and power to sort of enrich his own life. He's got all these servants and this huge hall with all these people in it and like all these lovely beeswax candles. He's certainly not putting his money to making anyone's life better.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to be like evil and hell bent. He's just like
He's just
a
a
rich
guy
dude
who's
enjoying being
enjoying
rich.
his life.
Yeah.
I'll make a joke back. Well, I mean, it depends on which god we're talking about. If you're trying to please Ponos, I think you're doing a poor job because you have such a fine estate. All of your servants seem happy. If you're trying to please Martha, it seems like you're doing a great job.
I like him. You can bring him around more often if you'd like, Lady Holly.
I give a chuckle.
Yeah. You guys can sit. There's some things that are going to come up during this dinner, one way or another. But I want to know off the top if there's anything you're trying to hide from him or say to him. I don't want to assume too much, but I also don't want to like take 3 hours to talk about a dinner.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything I'm
points.
like actively trying to hide besides where I'm from. I would just say Hunter's Bay versus where I'm actually from. Not hiding that I'm a blacksmith or anything. Anything I'm trying to say. At this dinner, are his children present at all?
Oh, no, they're not here. And he doesn't seem to have a spouse of any kind either.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Then no,
Yeah.
there's nothing I'm really trying to hide or anything I'm trying to hawk to him.
It's a normal dinner then.
Normal
It's a
dinner.
party.
I mean,
You're
one
having
thing I'm trying to
conversation.
show is like that I am a cleric of Martha and I can cast fucking spells and shit. So if anybody's interested in some table magic, I don't mind doing it. Blah blah blah. But they're already wizards.
Absolutely, they're interested in table magic. If you're gonna be speaking about this stuff and making it public, they would love. I would love to see an example of your magic. Do you have anything that doesn't rely on the receiver of the magic to say it is such?
I nod. I'll grab a glass of water nearby, and I'll just like tip it, and water will just spill. I'll probably put it into like, I don't know if there's a bowl on the table or something like that, but I'll just spill it like semi-endlessly until applaud. You know, I'm sure there's some light clapping or whatever.
There absolutely is, and all the people in attendance will come forth to admire this trick, this thing. Someone will even ask you to like, can you drink some of the water while it's still pouring?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll I'll do the thing. I'll put it down at some point.
Try some of it.
Yeah, I'll put it down at some point and I'll say, you should see what I can do to wine. And then, chocolate.
Someone hands you a bottle of wine thinking you're serious.
I kind of wave my hand and send it back.
Yeah.
Not a cleric of Jexel. It's I don't know. Do people feel things when I do my chants? Because these are oddities. Like a chant of peace, are they going to actually feel something? Or mechanically, is it just -1 to hit?
Yes, all of these magical effects that affect people have innate... Yes, they are felt. How do you think someone might feel...
I feel like it would be like an emotional thing. So if I'm doing a chant of peace, you might feel less anxiety and more calm. Less aggressive maybe. And then when I switch, because I can pretty easily do that. So I'll be doing a chant, and then I'll switch to where I'm singing a song of refuge. Everybody will gain 1 to AC. This one, I think people would just feel like a bit like it's kind of like a faster beat. So maybe it's like AC kind of from Dex. It's like making you like move a little bit. A chant of protection, I think, can only go on to everybody for 1 temporary HP. Might just make you feel more hardy. Guarding him, it would be target creature gains 2 HP. So at some point I'll swap to the him and I'll do it on the Lord. So he'll feel a temporary 2 HP. Chant of Temperance, I don't know if would do anything because it just helps against gentle rain, wind, snow. It might make the room feel like a perfect temperature. It just helps against extreme temperatures and extreme environments. All within the aura feel temperatures between 30 Fahrenheit and 110 as if they were 70 degrees. So yeah, I guess it would just make everything in the room 70 degrees in the nearby area. And then I'll, send the spirit guide around too. We'll do a whole little fancy dinner party.
You can show off all of these things. And there's a lot of discussion at the table about like, well, what is this really a magical effect, or is it like music? The right music can change your mood. And I certainly might feel more protected now, but I might also feel protected if I'm being held by my mother. Or, there's a lot of like hypothetical theorizing about how this might work or that might work. And some of the things like the pouring of the water or the spirit guide are undeniable. Like clearly that's magic. But there's a healthy and hearty conversation where people are expressing not quite skepticism, but sort of like alternative points of view that could explain the phenomena they see. This party seems to be a gathering of not quite academic minds, but like scholarly minds. People who are interested in the world and the things. They're not just here to get like drunk and hook up.
Then I'll give if we're having skepticism, trying to explain stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'll give them one that they can't explain. I'll stand up. I'll say, this one might make you a bit queasy. So close your eyes. I'll grab a steak knife on the table.
Everyone looks
slit the
very
wrist.
closely.
Okay. His wrist is slit. He's dropping blood, and I will cast Cure Light Wounds on my arm. A D8. I only did what? 1d4 damage or whatever?
Yeah,
so I'll heal the 1 point of damage or whatever.
Everyone watches the healing, covers it, and Lord Horowitz says, "Yes, many clerics can heal. Your powers seem to be endless, though. If I were to hurt myself, could you also heal me?"
Of course.
He will pick up a knife of his own and roll up the leg of his pants and take the knife and draw a small, thin, gentle, he's really trying not to hurt himself too much, but he'll make like a nice big long red mark down half of his thigh.
I'll do this in a different way, this healing. I'm going to cast Martyr. By touching a wound of another creature, the cleric takes the wound onto themselves. The creature's wound is healed, and the cleric's body opens up in the same place. The process by which the caster absorbs another wound increases the severity of the wound by 25% rounded up. So before I do this, obviously, it doesn't look like he did like a fuckload of damage to himself, right?
Yeah, it's like a 1 HP wound at most.
So I'll take it, and I will do a Martyr. So his wound heals up, but then it's transferred to me.
Yes, but deeper and redder.
Correct.
Yes.
I'll show him that, because I think that one's actually the most interesting spell.
Yeah, and everyone comes and round and gathers and gasps at the effect as you've moved the injury from him to you. But what sort of necromancy is this, says Lord Horowitz. I've never seen something like this. I have spent a great deal of time in my life in amongst the company of clerics, and never has one transferred an injury from one person to another.
I'm a martyr. I'd say.
How did you come across these powers? Surely the stories I've heard that you were introduced to Martha are wrong.
I kind of shrug. I'm one of Martha's chosen.
Such things have not existed in 5,000 years.
Well, have I heard about Anton at all, or no? Would I have heard about him on my island? Okay, then I wouldn't say.
No. The gods have specifically avoided this sort of magic.
I shrug. Times are changing. The gods are coming down again.
This is true, and the conversation quickly moves to the arrival of the gods in the world, and it's everyone's favorite story that's happening. And as the conversation moves on, Lord Horowitz will talk about how Corbin Krellis has come by through odds fairly recently, come by himself through odds to take a look at Lord Horowitz's quartz mines, because his quartz mines are located in and around an ancient and now inoperable portal that used to exist here near odds. I'll tell you that there used to be a portal to the elemental plane of Earth in this area, and that's why this place is so rich in gemstones, especially in quartz. And that Censor Krillis came in this area because he was researching ley lines, and there happens to be a crossing of ley lines here. And when someone in the room, asks what exactly is a ley line, I have a rough understanding, but could you tell me more? He tells you all that ley lines are like seams in a fabric where the fabric comes together but like sort of gets tucked down. We've got a seam on the back side, and it's these seams that are sort of like weak points where the world's been stitched together, and through these seams seeps just a little more of the whatever fundamental planes are being stitched here. And the two ley lines that are crossing are both ley lines relating to the elemental plane of Earth. And Mr. Krellis, Censor Krellis, seemed to be particularly interested in the points where ley lines connect. He wouldn't say why, but Lord Horowitz has, friends in high places. He used to live in Justar's Bay, and one of his friends in Justar's Bay has said that Krellis has been trying to find the right way to work his summoning magics with the correct combination of ley lines and the correct strength of some of the chambers that he's found, so that he could summon the key to the floating fortress, so that when he finds it, he can immediately open it and command it. And that he has a small pile of research connecting everything to this floating fortress. Research that he got from Lord Horowitz's friend who lives out near Valis, who is one of these wizards who has spent his retirement years trying to search the world for old legends and old tombs and old information relating to the ages past, to catalog it all, hoping to find that one thing that, might set him down forever as one of the greatest wizards of all time.
Where's Valis
He's
at?
somewhat of a... You've never heard of Valis before.
I'll speak up. Oh, where's Valis?
Valis is east and southeast, across the seas, around the Horn, near the Great Bay of Arcadia. Or Great Bay of Solemn, as some might call it.
Your friend sounds like a mighty wizard like yourself. What a noble task to bring back the floating fortress.
Well, this is the question for you. Floating fortress. Should it be a true and real thing and not just a tool of legend and myth? It may soon be in the hands of Censor Krellis. Is that a good thing?
I shrug. You know him better than me. Is he a good man?
He is a great man. But great men are rarely good men.
I nod. What's interesting is he's using the summoning to summon a key. so that if he ever finds this floating fortress, that he can open it. I didn't even know that a fortress would need such a key.
Well, he is a conjurer, not a diviner. He has tried and failed for some time now to find the location of the fortress, if such a thing still exists in this world. And so he has chosen the route of finding the key first and hoping the key will take him to the location. I don't know how one summons a specific key from the depths of the past, but he is working on a great deal of summoning effects. They say people have been disappearing and reappearing dead in towns scattered across Ferodia.
Jesus.
Someone in Alder very recently vanished for 2 hours, only to return home with their insides on their outsides.
It's terrifying magic. I mean, if
Yes.
Ferris is as great as it's said, I don't think he would use such a mundane object as a key to open his fortress. I mean, doesn't that seem a bit silly?
Give me a charisma check.
Okie dokie. 33.
Oh, you pass with flying colors. Well, of course, my good man. It's certainly not a key, and he pulls, a key out of his pocket. Like this. I mean, key in a broader sense. Some sort of device or tool that would let one enter in. Maybe it's a portal. Maybe it's a staff. Maybe it's the right combination of words.
I think
whatever
back
this
to the
key-
literal keyhole that is in our fucking Aknara mountain. And
yeah.
this is quite interesting. You said it was Valis is what it was called?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We might have to make a trip. And then your friend, named Valis, what is his name?
Zebus.
How did you come to meet them?
Oh, we were old friends from generations past. We grew up together. Well, not quite together. We were both trained out in Valis. I originally come from out there. And we studied at the same school at slightly different times. He was ahead of me in the years, but I was the greater wizard. And we developed a connection when we were both working on... a certain sort of magic circle to hedge out extraplanar entities. I've always had an interest in sort of protection magic and keeping things away. I would like to live a long time, and protection magic seems the best way to get there. And poor Zebus was... interested in his own little... He was more interested in the interplanar aspects. He was trying to be a dimensionalist, although that didn't work out quite for him. He stayed a mage. Never did find his specialization. But we worked together on that spell for some time, got to know each other, hit it off quite well.
If you're interested, then, my lord, I could consecrate your room for you. Keeping out... It'll repel undead, mindless undead. Is it just undead? I thought it was like extraplanar shit too. Let me link it in chat.
The last major effect is to act as a burial on the ethereal plane, strictly preventing ethereally shifted creatures from traveling through the ground.
The gods have given
Typically
me...
when a building...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was going to say, the gods have given me the ability to consecrate ground. It takes some time, but if you're interested in some protection magic, I could be a service for you for this fine dinner. I shrugged.
Yeah, he'll ask about, what consecrated ground sounds like, what it would take, and the effects, and blah, 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 blah.
I'll give him the lowdown.
He's very curious about this. I'll tell you that if what you're saying is true, he would hire you to consecrate his whole house. But, the size of his house here. We're talking months of work, weeks of work at the very least, to consecrate the entire house. You need to do the ground and the walls and the ceiling. It'd be a lot.
I sadly only have time in Aughts for about a week, but if you would like your room, I mean, that maybe next winter I could come back and do the whole place, but I'm to be off at the end of this week, so I could get a start with your room if you're interested, but the whole house is quite a task. I merely don't have the time.
Well, I wouldn't hire someone to do the whole house until I'd thoroughly tested all of the specifics. You would know that this is a consecration, so it would require, like, religious upkeep. Like, you'd have to create some sort of shrine, and it would have to maintain a certain level of worship in order to work.
Yeah.
Is that something you tell him?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay. He waves his hand at this. Issues of faith. I don't trust anything that I can't conjure myself.
Yeah.
Putting my faith in the gods. When they walk the earth, what happens if they dislike me? You've said that Martha may like me and Ponos may hate me, but really, that seems so fragile, so whimsical, so ephemeral.
I mean, a great wizard like yourself, you'd be fine.
Yes. Well, I do like the assuredness of the arcane, not the... Sort of makes a dismissive gesture with his hand.
The fickleness of the gods, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's all of the conversation that
I make one more comment about his mine. At some point, I'll make a comment that, like, it's so fortunate that you have a mine that crosses 2 ley lines. Who knows, like, if you keep digging and you dig deeper, you might even find mithril. And I want to really study his face when I say that.
Well, he raises some eyebrows and goes, there is an abandoned shaft. I came to this town a long time ago, bought these mines from their previous owner. And when I did so, I was informed that there was an abandoned shaft that contained creatures too violent to allow its exploration. I immediately hired some fine mercenaries to go deal with these creatures, and then promptly never saw from them again. It's not the first set of folks, apparently, to have checked out this area. But considering I know not what is down there, and the existing mines produce far more than I could use, I've let it sit. But there is an unknown shaft, or a known shaft whose contents are unknown, and supposedly containing a deep and terrible monster. Although, honestly, with those assembled, I think that if you know anything about mines, you know that leaks gases from the earth. I bet it's just bad air down there that has, well, made everyone fall victim to some sort of choking hazard.
Seems the most logical explanation. But who knows? Maybe me and my friends will come and explore your shaft with your permission one day. I make it lighthearted.
Well, if you can clear that up for exploration, I would certainly be indebted to you.
Okay.
So you don't make any, you don't talk about Ferris, you don't talk about the fortress,
No,
you don't talk about any of these.
No, I'm happy with what he gave me already. Valis, his friend, I have their name. I can go there and find out anything Art Krellis knows now.
Oh. Now, Valis is also the same place that Holly had mentioned there being one of the 9 towers of wizardry. Once upon a time was there.
Okay.
So this is the impression that you would be getting is that this is a major city, like Justar's Bay size, if not larger. You know, it's a center. Justar's Bay doesn't have one of the 9 towers of Ferris, right? Yeah, well, at least it was once upon a time. It's definitely a big spot. And since you've never heard of it, it's not on Ferodia, and it's probably pretty far away. It would take a long sea voyage to get there.
Yep.
Just as context. Cool.
Or a portal.
Or a portal. That's right. And I think with that, your dinner will wrap up. Everyone will, shake hands. Give me a charisma check. Excellent. I'm sorry. Yes. You can shake hands with everyone. Lord Horowitz. You've already impressed him with that 33 earlier. He was in a good standing with you. So as you go to leave, he will shake your hand and kind of pull you in close and say quietly to you, young man, I don't want to tell you what is your business and what is not, but I would be more careful if I were you. Your abilities will inevitably draw the ire, or at least the interest, which might be worse, of Censor Krellis. He may seek you out for experimentation, which is something he has done in the past. I might try to stay more quiet. If you were not in the company of friends, you could be in danger.
I nod. Thank you, my lord. I will heed your advice.
Of course. And then, he'll turn and say goodbye to Holly. They'll have a nice little chat. And then the two of you will head home.
Okay.
Yeah. Was there anything else? Because we are rapidly approaching the point at time in which the rest of the players'
I don't go back to the square.
Timelines are converging. You don't go back to the square?
I stop the endless magic in the square, yeah. After I get his warning. And I'll spend my time risen up Holly.
Well, she's busy during the daytime. She's free in the evenings.
Okay.
And
the one charisma check to rule them all.
Yeah, I need you to roll me. Oh, buddy, old pal. I need you to roll me a D30, please.
Do I want high or low?
I don't know.
4. That's my lucky number.
Okay, I think that is fine. All right, well, you got a couple more days if there's something else you want to do in odds on your own. We had created like a list at the beginning. I think we've got, we didn't visit a temple. We didn't talk to any clerics. We didn't learn about any monsters who poison. But we didn't start a cult. But aside from that, we've done most of the things on your list. Is there anything else that you want to do in this session, or do you think that you should reconvene with the rest of the players before continuing?
I think we reconvene. We got a good few. I got a good few story leads. If we want, we could go down to the mine and see what the fuck's there. Sounds pretty scary. I don't know who the fuck he hired. That could be interesting to figure out. If we want, we could fuck off from this area and go to Valis. We could just send word to Valis. We could send the mayor to Valis. But I'm gonna riz Holly.
All right. I think you and Holly will get to know each other very well. Now, Cedric, you're a young man in your 20s, right?
He's 23.
23, right? And I think we had mentioned Holly was like 40s, 50s, something like that. Yeah,
I thought she was young. And Krellis was old.
No, she was hot.
Oh, she's hot. Well, that's fine. I don't mind that.
Yeah. I don't remember the exact number I said, but she's definitely a few years. She's definitely, many years older than you. I forgot why I was bringing that up.
Because I'm gonna make her my wife.
Yep. Yeah, you guys just have a nice time together.
Okay.
Is there anything you want out of your relationship with
I wanted
Holly
to come with
at
the
this
fucking
moment
party.
in time?
I wanted to fucking leave this shithole.
Oh no, she's definitely not leaving this shithole. No, this is fucking paradise for her.
Okay.
She's got like the only magic shop for 100 miles in any direction. She's got noble friends. It's a center of education and learning. It's part of the new Farron Empire, so it's already sort of safe.
I'll hit her. I'll hit her at one night. I'll be like, we're. I'll give her the lowdown in bed after a banging time. You know, I didn't tell you my holy quest, but we're out there. We're looking for the fortress, and we're close.
That's your holy quest, is finding the fortress?
I nod. It is. We could use a wizard of your talents, you know, to help us. But you've got your whole life here. Wouldn't be right to ask you to leave. But some selfish portion of me would. I think you could do us good on our journey. And hearing the thing that Lord Cordwell, what was his name again?
Horowitz.
Lord Horowitz was saying, it sounds like in God, I am not the note taker. In Valar, Valis, that's the spot. I mean, Censor Krellis was there asking about the key, and I give her like a shrug. We might have even already found the fortress. I think we're at the other end. We need the key.
You think you might have found it?
I shrug. It's hard to say without knowing what's inside.
She thinks... Cedric, I've only known you for a week. I can't uproot my life that fast.
I know, it's insane. It's crazy.
I have people. I have a business.
You've got bodyguards. I mean, you got Lauren, for God's sakes. They make the food. What a good cook.
I don't travel well. You know, I know you're going to be leaving soon with your friends, and the life on the road is not a life for me. But I am capable. I have connections. I can listen and look for things. You seemed very interested in the key when Horowitz brought it up.
I think if you can get us a meeting or something with Horowitz's friend, that would be the most helpful. We could come back to Otz sometime at the end of the year, maybe over winter. I can convince my friends to come back here. It seems like a place of a wealth of knowledge.
Valis is very far away. It's at least a month.
Jesus.
I think, by boat. I have never been myself. But it's far from here. I can definitely find out more information about the friend.
Okay. We'll come back in like a year, and my goal is to go through that mine too. Sounds interesting.
Dangerous mine. He wasn't lying when he said that people have tried and died. He failed to mention that every couple of years he does hire a new person to go down there, see what's going on. He's asked them, to peek in a little bit. Some people they've lowered down by ropes and walked around and then lowered back up, and they haven't asphyxiated. But somewhere deeper in, people do begin to vanish. Usually travelers who come through town who haven't heard the stories before. So just be careful if that.
Of course, I would consult you before we even thought of stepping foot in that mine. Okay. Yeah.
Well, how about this? If you leave me with a list of the sorts of things you're interested in, I might be able to find out something relevant about them for you.
Okay. I'll talk to Riven and Zephyr another day, and I'll send you over that list when they confer with me.
All right. I have a few open plot points here. There's Horowitz's mines. There's the wizard in Valis. And there's also the tower in Valis. There's some plot points from Riven's session. Riven and Elijah's session. There's a meeting with the mayor in a little bit more than a week that you and everyone, I think, is going to be attending. There's Holly's research that
Huge.
you can give her any things, and I'm not guaranteeing any results, but
She'll be researching.
yeah, but if you're like, hey, I want to know more about the black bag, or I want to know about
Yeah, I'll DM Nick and Potato and ask them what they would want to research, because then I'll come back the next day and I'll give her like a fucking bag of notes, and then she can research them over the year. I'll also ask her, is there any way that I can contact you while we're on our journeys?
I live in odds. Send a message to my house. I don't know how I would contact you if you're on the move. Where you don't even have a home anymore.
No, we don't even have a home. Yeah, I kind of shrug. You could send messages to the island over, Aknara.
Is that where you work out of?
Yeah, we've been working out of there. I give her the mayor's name and just say, address it to him, and he'll get it to me.
Okay, she'll do that. She tells you that you should stop by anytime you're in town.
Oh, I'll be
and it sounds like
by.
your friends don't need components, but if they do, she would love to. She could provide them, and if your friends are open to a conversation about how their magic works, she would love to hear from them, but also like no pressure.
Yeah.
Because time is precious.
Never eat a grell. I give her that word of advice.
Well, obviously. It's a ridiculous. Who would do such a thing?
Me. I ate a grell. And it almost killed me,
You'll
actually.
put anything in your mouth, won't you?
Oh, yeah. And then bang.
I think
cut to the banging. Yeah.
That's the note upon which we'll end our session. And for the full uncensored version, patreon.com/SaveOrDie.
Save or die.
Save or die?
Mm-hmm.